Welcome back to Squawk Box this morning. For more on the 2024 election, join us right now is pollster and political strategist Frank Lunz. Frank, it is great to see you. Want to get your thoughts. A couple of days now out from the debate. We're going to see President Biden tonight. George Stephanopoulos is going to be interviewing him. So important.
I thought that we're going to have two big nights.
Yep.
Conventions don't matter. That the two debates, I don't think there's going to be a second debate. And that tonight's interview could actually be even more important. If he doesn't come across strong, focused, and most importantly, on the future.
Right.
This is the single biggest complaint that all voters had, regardless of whether you're Republican or Democrat. All they did is fight about the past. What are you going to do for me now, next month, next year?
You mean what can be, unburdened by what has been?
Oh, that's a good line. Yeah, I'm not going to. That's a good line. It's philosophical.
But here's my question to you. You're seeing some of the donor class already step away.
By the way, it's
from
a
the
lot.
From the president.
And I know that you're a journalist,
yep,
not just a host. The donor class is abandoning him. The members of Congress are afraid. The governors are afraid. I talked to them, and they're trying to figure out what the hell we can do. The donor class is not afraid, and they are shocked at what happened, and it's continuing.
Okay, before we get to the prospect of whether he gets replaced or he steps away, just what is he going to have to say tonight? And if he puts on a good performance, does that change the dynamic? And also, George Stephanopoulos is going to have to push him, and push him pretty hard, I imagine.
And if he doesn't, he's going to be condemned by everyone, so he's got a lot of pressure on him. So I wrote a couple things down. He can't say I had a bad night.
He can't say it. He's going to have to say he had a bad night. If he doesn't say he had a bad night, then what's he going to say?
Because that I didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't say what I wanted to say. I communicated. It was such an important night, and I didn't communicate the values, the priorities that are so essential for this country.
Okay. How would you answer?
That's how I would start it.
Right.
Then I would do 3 questions. Just as Reagan did, are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? I'd ask a question. Do you want chaos and confusion?
Right.
Or do you want stability and predictability? Give me 3 questions like that. Then give me the priorities.
How do you answer this following question? Mr. President, you are the commander-in-chief of this country. There are going to be real-time crises which you are going to have to handle, and some of them are going to be after 8 p.m. And I don't say that facetiously or critically, but there are going to be times where you're going to have to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to have to make a super critical decision about American lives and folks and military folks who are out there.
Is there anyone who's watching who has not gotten a cold or not gotten sick on the day that you absolutely had to be healthy? On your wedding day, burying a very close friend or family relative. That's what happened.
And you think that answer...
You said not to use the, I had a bad night.
No, you don't use the words, I had a bad night, but you have to be able to explain it away. I'm a word guy, and the precise words that he uses absolutely does matter.
To the extent that there is obviously a conversation, a side conversation happening right now about whether he should step away, and if he does, who would replace him. How do you see that?
As utter chaos. Has to go to the delegates. It cannot go to a nationwide primary. There's simply no time.
But you don't think that he and Jill Biden are going to ultimately have to anoint somebody?
I don't believe he's going to go. I trust those who say that his son and his wife are adamant, as is he, that he's the best. I don't believe this, but he firmly believes he's the best candidate.
Can he stay? Because he's got the delegates?
That's why tonight is so important.
No, but can he? Even if he screws up tonight? You think the pressure could be so great? Do you think he's really said to 2 people that I may or may not stay, and then puts on a brave face for everyone else, but do you think he's conceded that maybe it doesn't work out for him?
Not yet, not yet.
Not even the 2 people?
Not yet.
That was the reporting, was that he's kind of implied to them that if I don't really kill it for the next 2 weeks, I could be gone. But if he doesn't want to go, can he really stay? Could he make the decision to stay without donors, without, even if Schumer and Pelosi say something, could he still?
When he announces, I'm going nowhere, and the focus, look, my voice right now.
Right.
This is an important interview for me, and I'm having trouble right now. These things do happen. We're human beings. And he needs to be able to communicate that. Your challenge is a good one. And that's what Stephanopoulos should say. But if he's determined to stay, he can stay. If he waffles, then they will push him out.
If he gets pushed, do you believe the vice president steps into that role and that the Democrats ultimately support her in that position? Or do you think we're talking about a completely different team?
Once again, who's going to step up? I can name you half a dozen people who would be better than her right now, but I'm talking to them and nobody wants to challenge her because nobody... Okay, I'm going to be direct.
Yep.
God help me. You may never have me on the show again.
You don't even have to say it. We understand.
Nobody wants to knock out an African-American woman
Right.
and be held responsible for that.
Right.
And that is the truth. And that's something that maybe I shouldn't, maybe I'm going to be criticized when I walk off of here. But she's got such a strong position because of that. And here's the issue. Her favorability is still, she's the most unpopular vice president since Dan Quayle.
Okay.
And he was the most unpopular vice president since Aaron Burr.
Okay, if all of what you say is
And
true,
that's a
let's
good-
just
that's
make
a-
the supposition that that's true. Is there somebody that you would pair her with that you think that would make them an unbeatable team?
I think of the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. I think of the senator of New Jersey, Cory Booker. I think of the single best retail politician, Mitch Landrieu. All of them would do a better job than she would because they get the public.
Right.
It's not funny to them. It's serious to them.
Let me ask you a final question. You brought some cadets from West Point today, and you've been talking to them, teaching a class there. What are you telling this class about sort of where we are in America?
But they're telling me where we are. I'm pessimistic, as you guys have heard me say. They're optimistic. They're committed to service, sacrifice, courage, and conviction. They're committed to doing the right thing for the right reasons at the right time and the right way. I would ask our elected officials, you show me why you deserve the support of West Point, not the other way around. These are the finest young men and women. They're dedicated to this country, and they support the Constitution. They don't support the president. They're not there for the country.
Right.
They're there for the Constitution, and they are knowledgeable, and they are strong, and they succeed. There is no failure at West Point. You have to succeed because it's our country and our Constitution at stake. I would love to show you the video. No, we've been having trouble this morning. I will tell you that last night, 4th of July, was my best 4th of July ever because I was surrounded by people who I so deeply respect and admire. I never served. They serve every single day.
Frank Lunz, happy July 4th. We appreciate your perspective on all of this.
Same to you
and
guys.
thank you.